Hey, this is Will Bowen here with PA Software, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through and showing you just how easy it is to record videos for Pitch Analyzer. Two things to really keep in mind before you actually go and start recording videos. Number one, make sure that whatever baseball or software you're using is in pretty good condition. It doesn't have to be fresh out of the bag, but you don't want to necessarily have anything that is just totally beat up and looks like it's been in the bottom of the bucket for about 6 or 7 years. Number two is make sure that whatever area you're recording in has good lighting, and then also it has a nice still dark background. If you can minimize movement, then that's really going to help out the analysis. As you can see here in the video and highlighted by the red circle, this white baseball really sticks out against this nice dark backdrop. So that's really going to help out for our search algorithms and being able to actually detect the pitch and give you reliable results. The second one, you can kind of see that the background's lighter. You can still make out the ball, but the program is not going to be able to pick it up quite as easily. Not saying that it's not going to work, but you may not get as many data points as if you had that nice dark backdrop. Pitch Analyzer really only has a few requirements when it comes to camera specifications, and those requirements are that one, when you go to record, your phone or tablet must be in landscape mode, not in portrait. So your phone needs to be sideways and not straight up and down. The other is the resolution and the frame rate. Now, the minimum requirements on resolution is that video must be recorded in 1080p and have a minimum frame rate of 60 frames per second. Now, the higher the resolution and the higher the frame rate, the better quality image that the analysis is going to get to search, which means that you're more than likely going to get a few more data points and maybe a little more reliable results. Not saying that you're necessarily going to need it, but what we found is that for some of the harder throwers, maybe some of your high school, college level kids, having the higher resolutions and frame rate really help with the higher velocities. Other than that, you really just need to have it at 1080p or 60 frames per second. You can change those settings within your device. If you go into the camera setting within your own device, you can actually play around with those if you're recording outside the app, but we've made it convenient for you, so if you record inside the app, there will be a drop down with the available resolutions and frame rates that you can actually use for Pitch Analyzer. So if you don't feel comfortable, or if it's a little confusing trying to figure out what the resolution frame rate of the video is that you're recording outside the app, then we just recommend that you record inside the app. If you need a refresher on what resolutions we actually support, you can always look at our support page on our website, and it'll have a table full of all the resolutions and frames per second that you would ever need for Pitch Analyzer. So one of the great things about the Pitch Analyzer app is that it really has the ability to be pretty flexible on how you set up to record videos. So the first example that we're going to show you here is you actually have the individual who's doing the recording who's actually standing slightly behind the catcher and off to the side a little bit. Now, you're not going to necessarily be able to get the full functionality out of the software by doing this. You're really going to just be limited to flight path and velocity, but if you're really not interested in purchasing any of the extra features, then maybe this works great for you. As you can see in this next clip, that you also had the option to actually put the camera or your phone up on a tripod and place this directly behind the catcher. So this is going to provide the most use out of the software itself. You're going to be able to get the strike zone, and you're going to be able to get the multi-pitch. You're really going to take full advantage of what the app was built and intended for. So we're showing this here that the camera is actually just standing on the tripod right behind the catcher. I know we get concerns and people ask us, well, hey, I don't want to get my phone beat up or hit by a wild pitch. That's fine, we understand. And if that's the case, we always encourage you to be behind the net. We don't necessarily want you to get hurt or for your property to get damaged. Now, with that said, you don't necessarily have to be recording from behind the catcher. In one of our more recent updates, we actually have improved upon our algorithms a little bit, and we actually now can allow you to record videos from behind the picture. So this is great for a couple obvious reasons. One, you're not going to be able to you're not going to risk getting your phone hit and broken, and two, you're not going to risk yourself actually getting injured. So same type things, you can actually set up the phone up on a tripod if you want, or you can actually handhold it like it is here in the image. Now the only downside to this is, once again, you're not going to necessarily get strike zone, although that is a feature that we will be adding for this recording angle in the future. So be sure to stay tuned with us on our social media and on our website to look for updates on that. But in the meantime, you're just going to be limited to flight path, the multi-pitch, and then also, of course, velocity. So other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just remember that when you're actually recording videos, you don't want to record in single long clips with multiple pitches. You just want to have a bunch of short individual clips, maybe just 2 to 3 seconds long. If you've got any questions or anything, or if you get out to the park and you don't want to waste internet to watch these videos again, we do have the tutorials or tutorial slides in the app, so be sure to go through those and read through them. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten people that have talked to us and messaged us saying, I can't get it to work, and come to find out that they didn't actually read the instructions on actually how to use it. So if you're doing everything right and you're setting up right and you still can't get it to work, feel free to drop us a line, send us a video, and maybe we can help out. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it.